Hi, Inez Simpson here again, and I just was going to go on a topic that we've been sort of talking about, and is why I love hypnosis and why should you care? Because I think what we need to know about you and me is how what is important about hypnosis as a vehicle, not for self work or whatever, but for me it was that I wanted to become self employed or do something. So I'll tell you a story about that in a moment. But what is it that you get out of that? Maybe I'll do the story first because it might give you the idea of where I'm going. So I was working in the service industry and I wanted to be something else. I wanted to have control over my life, not working late nights and doing exactly how I wanted to live, which meant did I want to work part time, full time? At that time, I wanted to work more, but I wanted to be in control of when that was. And I wanted to be in control of how that was. So I thought, aha, self employment. So looked at becoming a hairdresser, and this is in my 40s. So I learned how to do that. I actually went and learned how to be a hairdresser. And I loved the learning, but didn't know passion, know nothing about it. And nothing was exciting for me after that because I'd learned it. And from there on, it was a job. So that's not what I was looking for because I wanted something that I could time myself. I could do small or a lot depending on when I wanted to do it. I want to have total freedom. So then my mom came along and she said, my mom was in her 70s at the time. And she had decided she was going to go take some psychic course. And when she got there, it turned out it wasn't a psychic course, it was hypnosis. And she decided to stay anyway. So that was okay. She just wanted to learn it at that time, she wasn't thinking of starting a business. But it was like my light bulb went on because I actually had hypnotized my friends, which at 10 years old. So knew I'd had that and I knew it was done and I knew how relatively easy that was. So I decided to go take a hypnosis course. And the reasons was I was self-employed. It was something I was really interested in. And I thought it was exciting. Now, every job I'd ever done, I used to run about 5 years and I couldn't learn anymore and boredom set in. So I've been doing hypnosis now since 1999. It's now 2019. So no boredom setting in here, I'll tell you. And it's fun. I love to help people. I'm very passionate about the hypnosis itself. And I'm passionate about doing all that kind of, not experimentation, but looking into the infinite possibilities of our mind. So it is exciting, it's fun, it helps people, and it all works around the schedule that I want to work with. So at this time, even when I first started, when I was at the very beginning, I got my office and I had decided that this is how I would do it. I know many hypnotists today that work really long hours and have many clients by choice. It's choice. Me, on the other hand, I had decided this is what I wanted to make, and I only wanted to work this hard because I wasn't 25, I was nearly 50, and I decided this was going to be fun for me. It wasn't going to be driven by money. Of course, the money comes when you're starting to do good because that's all, I get a lot of referral work. So it's a total choice. And that's why self-employment, especially with hypnosis, can so be adjusted. I know hypnotists that are doing it just part-time just because they don't really enjoy their other job so much, or they don't enjoy it anymore, and they decided to do part-time or whatever. So some people pick the secure way of going into a new job by keeping their old one and going part-time. And other people like me who just wanted to be happy and doing what I wanted I just jumped off the cliff and did it. But self-employment can be relatively easy as long as you know what you want. That's always the deal, isn't it? Is figuring out what you want. So I'm just going to notice a little bit here. So great, thanks. I like, okay, I'm going to have to put my glasses on. Isn't that funny? Yeah, there we go. Okay, you'd like your own business for sure, says Mike. Well, So what is important about this is it's not expensive to get into, relatively, right? Because yes, you have to take training, and you will take more training as time goes on, because you'll go in at a basic level, and then you'll start to add and add. That's why it's never boring. So usually, so if you did like for me, or you went to a live class or whatever, it's approximately maybe an entrance of about $2,500 or even less, depending. And sometimes some people charge a lot more. So you have to really look around. So the interesting thing about it is that you can make it suited to yourself. Like I say, I know people that do 10-hour days. Now that's not for me. I used to book like 3 or 4 sessions a day, and that was it for me. And it's a choice. And if you're young and you're 25 to 30 or whatever, but if you're in your 50s, a lot of people have just done this self-employment to be more of a retirement, doing something, instead of, none of us are ready to retire at 65. I'm 65. I can't even imagine retiring. It doesn't, somebody says, doesn't need a lot of study. It needs, usually for a beginning registration into hypnosis, it's a 7-day program for most people, or some are more. I used to do anything from 10 days to 20 days, depending on what you're achieving and what you're getting. But basically, a week's training gets you certified as a hypnotist. So, but when I do the mentoring to hypnosis, I do it I teach you the basics, then I teach you more, and then I get you more. And so you're getting more than just entrance level, and you're getting certified. Now, we do it at person's own pace, because if they're working, then they can do that. And it's a sort of blend of everything. It's a blend of me teaching you live, and it's a blend of me watching your videos or homework. It's a blend of you having those videos that you can rewatch all the time. So all my demos, everything is always available. So you understand, you work in person, and if you can't come, you can always do it on Zoom. But usually, most people can figure out that if they want to come live and be here with me, that's okay too, or else they just join in on Zoom with the rest of them. So, and we set that program up for about 6 months. I can do it faster, but I think most people are, when they're learning it in part-time levels like that 6 months is well needed. So that's the way I'm doing it, mentoring it to hypnosis. I used to do live 7-day classes. Now, what I found with that was, as soon as they were finished the class, you got to practice in class maybe, but by the time you left, you're all excited at the end of the 7 days. You go home and suddenly you start to go, pardon? Now what? And somebody says, where is the mentoring? Oh, where do I live? I live in Parksville, British Columbia, but the mentoring can be on Zoom, is what I do all the time. And people from all over the world have been mentoring with me. So, but in general, the ones that are local do come on purpose to where I am. And the other people just cover on Zoom. So it's 6 months usually. And in that time, you have homework, and there's different classes. You send in the first, at your own pace, you send in the first one, and I tell you what's right, what's wrong, what yes. And then I'll take you right through to when you take your first clients. That's why mentoring is such a great thing. Yes, I teach this, and if you want to Google me, you can find me everywhere. I also teach hypnosis to people that are already hypnotists, and take them right to what we call the Simpson Protocol, which is what I now do with most clients. So, and I teach it around the world. So that's the other reason why I'm doing this a lot this way, because I can do it from anywhere in the world too. So like this, I'm going to be going into Australia, and I'm in Canada. So soon I just have to check my times and make sure I can adjust to you. As I look at your homework, I can do all that. And then we get on Zoom and we have a chat together. We have one-on-one. We can even do it in a group if you want, and questions and answers. It gives a lot more depth to a training. So I'm just trying to answer some of these questions, right? What do you want to say?
Just again, so I just want to consider that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Martin's trying to lead me back, but I was just trying to get you to the questions here. Okay. Yes, it's at the asdaleinstitute.com. That's right. And you can see free stuff there, and you can see all the information. Um, there's also a free webinar there that I usually post and only do it live, but we put it up on this YouTube channel. So most of you that are interested in mentoring and are just considering the vehicle of hypnosis to get what you want out of life, preferably for yourself, and if you like helping others, especially. So, yeah. So that's there. Let's see if I've got everything. Mastering the program. Yeah, I teach it. It's 6 months. And, we can speed it up if you like, but I found with the people that I'm doing it with that 6 months is pretty good because they always have intentions to have more and faster, but most of them don't get it done before at least 5 months. So, I mean, it is totally up to you at that time. Now, Martin, come back now that I've totally got sidetracked. What am I still supposed to tell him? Yeah. What I was going to say, yeah, that's true. That was a story it's about the vehicle of getting what you want out of life. And it's the vehicle to take you to self-hypnosis. I mean, to self-employment, self-hypnosis too. But so, yeah, just think about it. And if you have more questions than what I've got here, you can always just email me and I'll tell you that, or I'll even chat one-on-one. I'm pretty easygoing about all that kind of thing. But I want to make sure everyone is a very good hypnotist. I'd like to see our community is moving forward so much right now. And hypnosis is getting better known, or a better name, put it that way, because, now it's being used in hospitals a lot more and all that kind of stuff. But it can address anything that's attached to the mind. So it leaves you specialties are. Some people, I have a friend who specializes in nothing but sexual issues. So, it's such an open field. You can pick and decide what you want to do. And I mean, usually when you first start, you might just take anyone that comes along, any kind of subject, and then you go, wow, I really like this to work with that. I really like to work with this. And then you can start to expand and do that. But, yeah. So let me know if you're interested, and go to Esdale. No, make sure you spell it right, because it says Eastdale. So it's the Esdale Institute. I can't even speak now.
I'll put it up as a comment.
Yeah, we'll just put it up as a comment. Anyway, nice to see you. Nice to talk to you. And thanks a lot.